Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun. Mag Dump! Hey, lock and load. We're reloading the first 3 volumes of a manga to see how they avoided a shallow grave.
That's an awful lot of tanko bonds on this battlefield. All right, Reapers, to get rid of the stain of the hollows on this world, it's time for Bleach.
Sup, dorks? Magdump's back, finally, as was foretold in the scrolls that we wrote long ago. We're finally covering Bleach. And who is covering Bleach? It's me, Bleach, not Breach. Into the Breach. Moxie Dean.
Once more unto the breach.
Once more into the Bleach. Get your Tide Pods ready. I'm Moxie Dean, here with my co-host Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Also into the Bleach.
I haven't figured out why it's called Bleach.
I was thinking about that. I always wanted to do a Bakabanashi episode where we talked about why certain manga were called things, and Bleach was always on the top of my list of like, why is it called? Was it just like a cool English word? Like, I'm assuming it's Bleach over in Japan, in Japanese. I didn't. That's something I should have confirmed. I didn't confirm that, but I would assume it's that because this manga has a lot of America in the 90s and early 2000s power inside of it.
Maybe they thought because they pronounce it Japanese way that it starts with blue. Bleach.
No, because they'd say ow.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like they know that the English word for blue. And so they were like, oh, that's it's got
I think
blue.
You're pulling at straws.
Maybe. But everything's named Blue, so
everything's named Blue. Now, almost 2 decades later.
Maybe this started the trend.
Over 2 decades later. Because speaking of this, yeah, we are covering Bleach, which was written by, I always love this name. I never know if I'm saying it right. Tite Kubo.
Oh, I have no idea.
Titekubo. Tite Kubo.
Did the anime just end, or is it still going?
Wikipedia said they still had 1 season left of when they came. I'm going to get to that. I got it in my notes. But I was going to ask you, but you don't know either.
Well, you said 2 decades ago, and I was like, but it's still happening.
Well, the anime is. So Tite Kubo, before Bleach, wrote a series called Zombie Powder, which is on the Jump app, I believe.
I think
I've never
heard
read
of
it.
that. Probably in the context of Bleach.
Probably in the almost assuredly. And after Bleach, they wrote Burn the Witch, which every so often, if you check Wikipedia says it's still running in Jump. It is not. It hasn't been Jump in ages. I think it's a mini-series, whether intentional or not. I'd be very curious to go look at it again. Maybe we'll cover that one day in a place that I don't know where to. Manga people that wrote big series wrote after they wrote the series they wrote.
And what happened?
Naruto,
Spoiler alert, most of them failed.
Naruto guy writing the samurai thing. I don't remember. Samurai 7, unless that's something else. I don't remember. I'm sure there's more if I look. Whatever Toriyama wrote after he wrote Dragon Ball and said, I want to stop writing Dragon Ball.
Did he?
I'm sure he wrote something else. I don't know if it's in Jump or not. But no. Bleach originally ran in Weekly Shonen Jump from August 2001 to August 2016 for 74 volumes. It's a big boy.
Yeah.
It's a chunker. We in the West didn't get it until 2004, and it ended in 2018. So it took us about 3 years, give or take, to start getting the manga over here, and we ended 2 years afterwards. I'm always curious how, like, because it speeds up now. We're day and date with a lot of things now. Though I guess our tankabons are a little.
Like a week.
Well, with digital, we're day and date, literally now all the time with everything in Jump.
Well, no,
tankabons less so.
We're sort of a week behind.
Are we?
Well, yeah, because the magazine itself drops, and then the digitals drop on Sunday. So it's like, because this is why we've been having problems with the scheduling, because we're like, oh, there's a new series coming, and it's like, oh no, that's next week.
Okay, that makes sense. Because it's in this upcoming issue, and that always sends me for a loop.
Yeah.
Bleach also got an anime series that ran from 2004 to 2012, though we didn't officially get it until it came to Toonami in 2006. And then came back in 2022, and as far as I know, is still running. And it is I don't know if sequel's the right word. It's finishing it.
Yeah.
The original run never finished it. It's weird that it came back now.
I think the manga wasn't over before.
You're right.
Yeah, and so the last season of the anime, the first run of the anime, was just a filler thing.
That was back when they did that, where they just said, we ran out of manga. Instead of slowing down, we're just going to, or like doing other things, we're just going to bullshit what happens next.
Yeah.
I'm glad that stopped happening. I'm assuming that stopped happening.
Somewhat, yeah.
Not anywhere I've been paying attention. Everything else has been very...
Not to the degree of
this is not a
this
tangent.
or Naruto or One Piece.
Did you see One Piece is moving to seasonal?
I did.
That was the most insane thing because everybody said that would never happen.
Good for them.
Good for them. But yeah, Bleach, literally, I like you can hear, I have the triple set from the library.
I can't hear that at all. That's better. It's a well-used copy.
That's the book. Yes, this is a very well-loved copy, which is good because I don't know about you, but those triple tankobon single packs with the single spine are usually a B to read because the spines are super stiff.
Yeah.
But this one has been well-loved, so it was very easy to read. And also very lovingly for fitting to us getting it is on the back it says, as a scene on Adult Swim.
Nice. Now, speaking of the fact that that we started getting the manga in 2004.
Yes.
We actually sort of covered Bleach before.
We didn't.
Well, it was on our show.
It was on our show.
We found a recording from 2004.
Correct, yes.
That we played on our show. So make sure you go back and check that out.
Or don't.
Right here. Go
it's on
now.
This feed.
We'll wait.
You can search Bleach. Okay, good. Thank you for not listening.
What do you mean? They just came back.
But no, I guess before we dive into the summary, what's your relationship with Bleach?
Right. So
my mom told me that it lived under the kitchen sink and I should not drink it.
Yeah. So
she was right.
My mom didn't know that she should tell me that until after the fact. So
that's why he loves isekais, folks.
Started with the anime. I want to say not too long after it started, actually, because it would have been 2007, 2008 that I started watching Bleach.
Yep.
And I pretty much stayed on top of it the whole time.
Wow.
I watched all of the seasons. So now when it came back in 2022, I haven't picked it back up.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat interested in it, so I might at some point. But then, like, I said that when it started coming out, and then I didn't pick it up, and now there's like 3 seasons, and I'm like,
There's multiple seasons of it finishing a thing of an anime that ran for 8 years.
Right.
It's weird to me.
So yeah, I had never touched the manga until now, basically.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, I was obviously aware of it, and I've seen panels and things like that.
But you didn't
I never read it.
Yeah. There's an active reading that's more than just the general osmosis. So Bleach was something I read back when I got into manga when I was in junior high. Like, I remember reading it. I remember reading it in... I don't think it was ever one of my favorites. Like, if I could get my hands on it, I'd read it. Because I remember some of it. I remember falling off at some point, getting the Shonen Jump magazine mailed to my house, jumping back on...
Just in the middle.
In the middle. I did that a lot back then. Because it just was there, you know? Even, like, the bookstore's not going to necessarily have all of it, or I'm not going to have the money or the time to read it. So it's just like, I'll just pick up back where I left off and try to figure out. Which did not help, because it was in the Soul Society, so there's a bunch of people who I didn't understand what was going on with. And then I fell off of that. And then I tried to do it again a year or something later. I remember falling off of Bleach twice. Both times when I think they introduced a bunch of new characters in a Soul Society setting. That's what it was. I think that happened when I was reading the manga, and then I fell off, and then I started getting the Shonen Jump magazine, and then reading that and trying to get back on the horse, and then them doing that a second time and me going, I'm done. But I remember the time before that happened, I was having a good time. I think that was why my frustration there was, because I liked the characters and what we were doing so much, and then just have a bunch of other yahoos show up. But I was also a teenager, and I was a very different human being, so, like, I don't know. So with that out of the way, let's crawl through our summary and get through our thoughts and other things. I have to, like, dual wield my tablet where the summary is written and my phone for notes that I have that I was writing down as I went. Side note, I took these summaries from Wikipedia. I hate writing non-condensed summaries because I'm not going to do each chapter individually. And it's mostly like this gets the idea of the big thing, though there's a lot more names involved than I would have used and more information that I didn't necessarily have.
Ichigo is a high schooler.
A teenager in the summer of 2001, Ichigo Kurosaki, a teenager who can see ghosts, meets Rukia Kuchiki, a soul reaper who is responsible for protecting spirits while dealing with soul-eating spirits called hollows. See, this was I didn't know this name. A hollow named Fishbone D. I did not know they had names this early at all.
I wonder if all of them do.
I do not remember learning this name while reading.
I know near the end of Volume 3, they specifically say the Hollow's name that they're fighting.
Aren't they in Spanish sometimes?
That's later after the Soul Society. That's in Hueco Mundo. It's the Hollow world that they're in.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
There are a lot of Hollows that like have Spanish stuff.
I saw that when I was like looking up things of like themes in Bleach,
Yeah.
and it talked about that, like religion, specifically this Spanish something. And I'm like, that's neat. But yeah, this Fishbone D Hollow guy attacks Ichigo's home while wounding Rukia, forcing her to transfer her powers to a desperate Ichigo to become a Soul Reaper to defeat the Hollow. With Rukia unable to resume her duties until she recovers her spirit pressure, Ichigo is forced to act as her substitute. With his newfound abilities, Ichigo saves classmate Orihime. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't know how to say that. Inui? I'm going to say it. Whatever. Inui. From a hollow that was the spirit of her older brother Sora before learning another classmate, Yatsura Chad Sato, found a parakeet harboring the soul of a boy who was being hunted by a hollow named Shrieker. Okay, I'm going to stop there because that was volume 1. And I think usually when we do the summaries, we kind of crawl through and say our thoughts as we're going instead of doing it all at once.
Sure.
Because it gives us space and time.
I don't remember.
That's what I remember doing. Because it was mostly just as I'm going through my summary of things happening, we're going, hey, we have thoughts about this. So like we've seen this setup before of like boy gets pulled in to have the power to solve the problem that he didn't have before, and then he gets big sword. But
San Paquito.
I think Bleach does it well. I like Ichigo. I like that he's a weirdo. I like his strawberry top. His family is strange. Sometimes they're kind of annoying. I don't know. How'd you get on with his family?
I mean, his dad is supposed to be annoying.
Yeah. I guess this is... I mean, we don't get it in the summary there, and I wouldn't have written really in mine, is like... maybe I vaguely remember this, or maybe I did watch some of the anime. I don't remember really watching the anime. Is it like the author... I don't want to just call him tight. I don't think it's got Tite. I don't know. Whatever. He seems to have a joy for these side characters that don't matter, and them going back and forth of just like, my brain can't keep track of Ichigo's 2 younger sisters, and there's like a bunch of his classmates that aren't like the core set that we just spend time with, that like my smooth brain just could not retain them back then, can't retain them now, and I don't know if that's just holdover when I was younger.
Well, part of it is
I can't make space for them in my brain.
Those characters, once we get to the Soul Society arc, those characters go away. I think they come back at the end of the God, what's it called? When turns into a monster.
I have no idea.
Whatever that arc is called. He's got the Hokyuko or whatever the heck thing in his chest. I think they show up there for a little bit. But that's like it. So they become.
When you say that, do you mean Orihime and Chad? Because I
no, like the other characters.
The other guys. Okay, yeah. Because there's like a bunch of them. Other female classmates.
Chad, they go along with him to do stuff.
Yes, I remember that.
But the other classmates that don't have any kind of spiritual stuff stay home.
The classmates that we're going to spend more time with in a spirit sense in the future have designs. The other ones have. But the other ones don't have designs necessarily, but they have personalities.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
The author, I think the author just likes them because they show up. Them and the siblings, they have like this really specific repartee that just, like I said, my brain just goes smooth when they're there, and I don't think it's bad. I don't understand it.
I have a feeling.
What's your relationship with it?
I have a feeling that this was going down a different path, and the editors or whoever. Maybe even the mangaka himself was like, you know what? That's so Soul Society stuff. I want to explore that more, and went that way instead of keeping it local. which I feel is what it was going for at the beginning with all of those characters.
Well, I mean, everything starts like that's how you're supposed to do it. You start local, you make it small, things take time, and you build. Like that's like this. Us doing this has come at the perfect time when we are doing new Jump series right now. Gonron Egg is still fresh in my memory of a god-awful shonen start. And literally within the same week reading Bleach's chapter 1 again.
Yeah.
And going like, and the first couple of chapters and going, this is how you do it.
Yep.
But also like, I mean, all of these are always clouded by, I have the nostalgia, enough nostalgia or memory or just knowledge of what Bleach is, so I'm not scrambling. I'm looking for things. I'm not going, what's this? What's that? Like, I have enough information and trust built from having read this in the past.
Yeah.
But I still think it's good. Like, I like emotionally speaking, it's like, I enjoy Ichigo. I think it builds nicely. I think his family, while sometimes frustrating, like, is funny and charming. It constantly seems like the author is just having fun dawdling with whatever he wants, and I feel like that speaks more to a work than it follows the steps and has the archetypes. Like, those are definitely in there, but, like, God, those cover pages. The cover pages are so early 2000s American fashion and styling, and the music choices in all of them, and the shirts Ichigos are wearing, and the phrases on them. Like, it's such a, like, oozing Green Day energy, maybe is the way I'd put it. There's probably a better way to put it, but
so I think I'm in a pretty good place to, I don't know if judge is the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm in a pretty good place to judge this, I think. I haven't seen the beginning of Bleach for 20 years. And so going back and reading these first chapters, it was new to me to that degree. I mean, and I'd never read it before.
Yeah, and I know sometimes a manga and an anime can be a little different.
So obviously,
then,
I knew about a lot of the characters. I had a good idea of the plot points that we were going through and everything, but still experiencing it and sort of going from the jump, as it were. It really stuck out to me just how well everything flowed and like things fit together, and there was very little that like took me out of a moment that was happening. Everything was encapsulated nicely.
You're in a river of sauce. This manga has sauce.
Yeah.
This manga is like, that's why I said, like, even if I don't necessarily like it or vibe with it, like, all the side characters constantly feel like they have a personality and are shooting the shit in the way they are. Like, it just feels like, oh, the author's having fun.
But there's also,
like, I can feel the joy of it. It doesn't always feel so, everything doesn't feel so perfunctory.
Yeah. But as a river of sauce, it's also full of big meaty chunks. There is real substance to this. The whole part with Orohime's brother turning into a hollow and the end of that and everything, like, I legitimately got choked up.
It's tragic. Like, there's a lot of tragedy in
it
these
made me
stories.
feel things.
Yeah.
And like, that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
You want to feel things. Happiness, sadness, like you want to the media that you're consuming, you want to stimulate you.
Yes.
In many, many different ways, and this does in many ways, not just a single way.
Not just like, oh, it's cool. Like I said, like, there's the tragedy of things.
Yeah.
Like, and it's pushing through. They're not necessarily pushing through it, but like continuing on to do your best with things.
As we go through the next 2 volumes of this, every single volume, I had those moments where I'm like, I'm getting choked up. Like, I feel this. This is coming out of the page to me.
Also, the fact, I mean, I hate that we keep saying this because it's freaking broken record, but it's a broken record that's right. It takes its time.
Yeah.
Like, as
Pacing.
chapter 1 is contained, but everything after that, it takes a couple chapters to do anything.
Yeah.
But not in a way that feels slow. It just feels in a way that's like, oh, yeah.
There were a couple times where I was like, I wonder if I was reading this week to week, if this would annoy me here, where it was a cliffhanger at the end of this.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we can't know in hindsight.
No.
But there were a couple of those where it was like, oh, that's the end of the chapter.
But no, it's the thing that I always want out of these shonen things of like, start small, do Monster of the Week. I love Monster of the Week. Monster of the Week is such a good way to start to introduce your cast. And if you're having fun while you're doing that, it's not a chore. It's not filler. Yeah. It's just it's the joy is the manga.
It's a thing to do while you learn about the world.
You get to meet the characters in a way that doesn't feel like it's coming at you so fast because you're like, I have to. If it's just like, let the characters come at me as they come at me. Like, spend time. Don't just, again, not every scene feels so perfunctory.
If Ganran Egg, if they had defeated that first Dracark in like the third chapter, might have been a better way to do it.
I mean, you would also have to have enough other characters and things happening that were actually like fun or interesting.
Oh, but there was a whole bunch of it where it felt like they just jumped to a thing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's very perfunctory. So much of this mag dump is going to be shaped by that. It was during my reading. It was shaped by that. I love how much of a fucking weirdo Orihime is.
Oh my god,
she's
like,
so weird.
So I think it's because I was reading this and I'm like, I don't remember this. And the reason is because by the end of the series, or at least the original anime, like they shaved down her personality so much to just be like, I'm so in love with Ichigo and I'm such a nice person and I want to take care of everybody, instead of being a clumsy weirdo all the time.
She's like, it's such a, like we've seen
it's such a good personality.
Like we've seen
I hate that they removed that
love interests before, but I just love how strange she is.
Yeah.
There's a weird undercurrent of lesbianism running through between her friend and another female student classmate, where it's like, are they lesbians? I don't know. Can they be are they allowed to be lesbians? It's 2004.
I think it's that kind of thing where it's like they totally would have been lesbians if being lesbians was okay.
They seem like lesbians. I don't know. But not Orihime. Orihime very
and by
much.
That,
not
I
to
mean
say that Orihime
couldn't
be
Japan
bi
in the 2000s.
Yeah, just big lesbian energy. One of the notes I had written down was, and I'm noticing, in thinking about it, you can't really help me with me as much, especially because also your relationship with us is different. Seeing them in the classroom reminded me of when I was in high school, and I don't know if that's because I read this around the time that I was in school.
Yeah.
Or that this was even, or at least that the time it was written of these people in high school was when I was in high school, even if I necessarily wasn't reading it then. Like, it just felt more like, oh yeah, this is how we talk to each other.
That makes sense.
But I didn't know if that was just because of like nostalgia of like, oh, I was reading this and I was taken back to those times because I was reading around that time.
I certainly couldn't help you with that because not only was I out of high school at that point, but I was never in high school.
See, exactly. That's why I said not even did you not taken Bleach when you were around that age. You did not go to high school in the normal sense. So yeah, a twofer.
I didn't skip school, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know. I was homeschooled. Technically cyber school, but
just reading along and just Leak Spin shows up was the most like.
Except it's not because
it is, though.
It's not animated.
No, but it's like that is clearly like she does the posing, and it's so clearly people. If you are somehow too young and you don't know what Leak Spin is, look up Leak Spin. I swear it's not a shock.
Although
site.
Let's be fair, the animators added the spin, so.
Well, I mean,
there was no like movement in the panel.
But she looks like the frames of the animation.
Well, it's because you're used to the animation.
Somebody listening to this who's in our Discord, please post Leak Spin for me. If you don't, I will, but I hope you do. I don't want to do it. You do it, please. I beg of you. If you know Leak Spin, post Leak Spin.
Do you not know?
What do you mean?
You don't know? There's a website.
I'm confused.
I'll find it real quick.
I mean, play Leak Spin right now if you can. I'm sure. I don't know what that.
Leakspin.co.
Will it play the music? It has to play the
music. Yeah, it's literally
Will the recording hear the music?
I mean, if I include the track, it will.
I want to hear it.
It's literally just a static website with the GIF of her doing the spinning and the music playing.
That's all I need. It's a You're the Man Now dog, practically. You're the Man Now dog might not even have it.
It doesn't want to load.
Dang it. But no, I just love... It's very much the... what's his name? The meme of the guy pointing at the TV? DiCaprio. My brain always goes Travolta. I'm like, why? It's that one. I think of there's the Will Smith in Fresh Prince with the camera looking out and going. It's like when you go to the thing where all the memes are from and when you see the memes in it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's Leak Spin. I had to mark that down. I love Rukia. I love how she's kind of like a low-key shitter. Like, I like that she's not just, the same goes for Orihime. I like that, like, there's kind of a romantic thread between both of them and Ichigo, but neither of them are like, here's the girl that likes you, and that's all that's, like, she's nice, right. And she's, here's a cute girl that likes
actual
you.
personality.
I like that she's trying to learn, like Earth stuff. I like that she like stole his sister's pajamas and like lives. Does she live in their house or does she live in like some
in his
weird...
closet?
Exactly. Like she's like learning the modern vernacular, but she's reading weird old European books, so like none of the slang works, or it's like or it's just like slang from one era off. Like I like that she's not just 100% like I'm your teacher mentor. I'm a hard ass. It's just like she's also weird in a way that's like really endearing.
Gets way too serious later on in the series.
It feels like that's the thing, is that when things get more serious, the fun parts get sanded down because there's no space for it.
It's unfortunate because especially reading these 3 volumes, it's like, this is fun.
It's so fun.
Except for the sad parts, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but no, I like again, this is not a what's that manga that's somehow still in Jump that is the magic girl likes you and gives you power?
What?
I always forget about it. It's been going on for ages. We did cover it like 1 billion years ago. I forget that it's still in Jump. What is it called? I'm gonna look it up.
Magic girl likes you and
there's a girl. She's got she gives the guy a sword. We covered it 1 billion years ago. I'll find it.
Oh, fucking what's her name?
Check it football.
Nue's Exorcist.
Nue's Exorcist. Because it's like so easy. Like it's easy to see the tropes that Jump is still trying to do, and just how much worse everybody's gotten at it. Seemingly, I don't know. I don't want to be boomer, but it's really hard to look at these things and go, here's this one. It's doing like she's weird. She's funny. She's not always like. Sometimes she can be kind of a hard ass. Sometimes she's not. Sometimes she's like, a weird, goofy lady.
Yeah.
Who's not always just quite what Ichigo needs in the moment.
Well, and I mean, I think that just ties back into, I think what my central thesis of this is, which is, this was so good. This was such a good shonen series.
Yes.
And what the hell happened? Why are we getting shit like Ganran Egg? Like, obviously, the pedigree of Weekly Shonen Jump is this. It is Bleach. It is Naruto. Like, these really good shonen series.
Jujutsu Kaisen, for the time at least that we covered it, because I know just from saying things that we did for Mag Dump, One Piece, and some other things.
And it's not that there's nothing good in Weekly Shonen Jump right now. But
there has not been much anything recently that has been like, I mean, what? We said Kagurabachi, which neither of us are reading. Ichi the Witch continues to be.
Technically.
I love Ichi the Witch. I hope it's doing well.
Yeah,
I hope it lives. I love Ichi the Witch.
Like I said, there's still some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
But
it's just weird, the level of low quality. Like, again, I'm still caught on Ganran Egg. It's like, we've seen these same tropes over and over again so many times, and they just never get it right. And it's like, what do you think your story needs to be, artist, and what editor is in your ear who's like, is there some editor I could point a finger at and go, you're the pro? Like,
it makes me wonder, maybe they just don't have anything. Maybe they don't get as many submissions as we think they do, and they are working with a much smaller pool of potential series than what we think.
But there's more manga than there's ever motherfucking been. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if there was not as much manga as we had now, if there was not other great series that have started in the last few years that we've covered, not even just all of manga, just stuff we've covered, has been incredible. Even from chapter 1, or at least chapter 1s that showed more promise, whether we felt good about them or not. Like, it's wild to me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Luckily, things like Bleach still exist. So if you haven't read it,
maybe that's always the idea. It's like, these things exist, so why would you do it like that? It's like, because it's good. It's good storytelling.
And specifically, hey, Lass, we saw you reading Bleach.
I know, it was really spooky. That you were like, you started Bleach right when I said we're gonna do.
I literally like a day or two later.
I scheduled the mag dump for like, okay, Brad, I put in the request for the first 3 chapters of Bleach from the library. When it arrives, we'll schedule this. And then she's like, I'm reading Bleach now. It's like, did the little eyes emoji.
We definitely didn't spoil it.
We didn't tell you. We didn't tell you we said we were going to do it, but we didn't say it was going to be now.
That's true. I guess we did say at the end of the last episode.
But that was months ago.
When was
There was
that?
no sense of time. And maybe we just said something was coming. I don't know if we especially applied mag dump.
So the Jujutsu Kaisen episode was in April.
Yeah. Timing.
We're really awful about
spooky. Magnum happens when Magnum happens, my dude.
Everything except for Shonen jumping the gun happens whenever it happens.
It happens when it happens. Much like a wizard, it arrives precisely when it needs to.
Unlike Weekly Shonen Jump.
Yeah. Other notes that I had: the slow monster of the week introduction of characters and concepts. I love it. I said this a little bit, just the phrasing on this. You can really feel the author's interest, tastes, and quirks coming through. The chapter pages are a particular highlight. More than so much stuff we've had recently, you can feel the things the author likes. I feel like Naruto has that too. There's like a lot of like things they're being clearly inspired by fashion, or other things that like are movies they like, and you see that shine through even if it's not necessarily in the story proper. And it's like, that's what I want to see. I want to see author fingerprints.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No. Dust 4.
I don't think so. Let's go on to book 2.
It's a deep cut.
Mm-hmm. Was with Rukia's help, despite not seeing his opponent, Chad holds Shrieker at bay. Shrieker is this hollow that he's being hunted through the parakeet, or the boy's soul is in the parakeet, right?
Yes.
Okay, I think if this doesn't talk about it, I'll talk about it. Chad holds Shrieker at bay before Ichigo eventually arrives and defeats the Shrieker. But as Shrieker was originally a murderer in life, he is dragged through the gates of hell instead of dissolving into the Soul Society. The spirit that inhabited the cockatiel is released. That's a parrot. I thought you said it was a parrot. Cockatiel is released to move on to the Soul Society. Okay, so yeah, they don't talk about that. So that story is so tragic because it's a boy that he thinks if he can... What is it? If he can feed Shrieker enough souls...
No. Okay. So
jog my memory.
There's a serial killer.
Yes, in life.
It becomes this hollow Shrieker.
Yeah.
The last thing that this guy did was murder this woman, and he was going to kill the boy too.
Yes.
But I guess the boy pushed him out the window or something.
The boy pushed him and he fell off of like a balcony and died.
Right. The boy died as well.
Somehow.
And then when the guy was a hollow, he found the boy's soul, and to toy with him, he said, if you can survive for a month, I'll help you bring your mom back to life.
I really thought he had to let me look for that. I could have sworn it was like you have to like the tragedy, because it's like anybody who has the parakeet
so what happens,
keeps befalling bad fate.
He puts the boy's soul in the parakeet, and then the parakeet gets picked up by people, and then the hollow kills those people. Or at least tries to, brings misfortune to them. And so the whole thing was that the serial killer hollow guy was like, how funny, he thinks I'm going to help him, but really I'm just getting more victims.
Yeah, run from me for 3 months. If he did I'd bring his mommy back to life. It's also, I want to make a point in this fight, again, the weird prescience of Lass on the Discord, because I specifically made in my notes, Ichigo calls him and I quote, 4-star wanker, which like, localizer, do I have the localizer in here? I don't remember if I found it or not. I don't know if this was before they put localizers. Right? Wouldn't you have to be put in here?
I don't know.
It feels like it'd be illegal. Like, somewhere in here is the localizer.
Illegal.
Well, no, somebody to work on this. Who's the localizer and the letterer? I don't think it's in here. That's a bummer. I should look it up. I'm sure it's somewhere, but it's not in this book that I can tell. But like, what a weird choice. But it feels like it fits, because I know in the early 2000s we had like a big like mod Britain revival for whatever reason. But also that just line stood out 'cause it's really funny.
Yeah,
it's really funny and out of place.
And specifically,
out of nowhere, I should say.
Lass had clipped that
specifically. And was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's what I said, but I couldn't say that, so I just put the eye emoji on him, like, how the fuck are you doing this? His timing is spooky. Also just Chad. I love Chad. What a Chad.
He's so weird. So his deal is that he's like super big and strong.
Yeah, that's why he can keep getting all these misfortunes where he's like getting fucking hit by
but that's the other side of it, is he's actually really lucky. He has an innate luck to him. But that's countered by the fact that the hollow is there and trying to kill him.
Yeah, but I like that he's like, I don't care, I'm going through this. I'm going to care for this parakeet.
Right.
And maybe in some way he knew that it was the boy's spirit.
Maybe. But yeah, so then he's able to like, so regular humans can feel hollows, but they can't see them.
So I like originally before even Rukia starts telling where it is, he's just going huh, and punching it. And sometimes
he can see that she's being held down.
Okay.
So he punches above her.
Yeah.
And hits it.
But I love that he just like his intuition is just like it's got to be here. I'm just gonna hit it.
Right.
And he keeps at it, and he's like he's in so far over his head, and he's just like, man, Chad rules.
Yeah.
Love Chad.
The real problem is that he gets super sidelined later on.
Oh, that's the problem. Like that's the problem. Like that's Bleach. That was why I fell off of Bleach. That's why
he's the jobber. He's the one.
He's Krillin,
who you're like he's so big and strong, and then he gets his
I don't
ass
want
kicked.
Chad to be Krillin. Obviously, he can't be better than Ichigo, but I want him to still stay cool. He should be the Tien at least.
I think he's probably a mix of Krillin and Tien.
Yeah,
like he's capable, but he still gets his ass kicked to show how big of a threat this guy is.
Yeah, I like. This is a super tangent that's not important, but the new episode of Hiffle came out for Halloween.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like if they win the costume contest, they can go and haunt whoever they want in the living world for like a whole day or something. And when they ask Cell who he'd want to do it, you see a shot of Tien trying to, he's like, okay. And he's being really careful trying to put eye drops into his eye. And you think they're just going to mess it up. And I think just Cell just runs up and kicks him right in the balls and runs off. That's what this feels like. But no, like the whole story, like Chad rules. I like that it's like he's above you. She's like he's above you, and he's like jumping and punching the air. It's red. It's like no, over here.
And then rips a telephone pole out of the ground,
so he has better reach
to smack it with.
And it's like this man can't see. He has no soul powers, and he's fucking putting it like I want to follow this guy. There's the thing: is there's a supernatural thing going on in your town, but you don't get the power, but your buddy does, but you get to see it through the eyes of you, but you're hyper capable. But it's not a gag, like it's not a comedy. Like it can be funny, but it's not a comedy. That's what I want.
Well, and that's the interesting thing about this.
I want the manga that's a shonen adventure where your character you're following is capable, but his buddy is the one getting all the special powers in the shonen adventures and going like, what's going on here?
I think that's the thing is that like overall this isn't a comedy series, but there's a lot of very real moments of comedy in it.
Yeah.
Even within serious moments, and it works.
Yeah.
It just makes me so disappointed in new series, really.
In order for Ichigo to transform into a Soul Reaper when Rukia is not around, she purchases some soul candy for him from the Urahara shop. Where she got her Gige body form. So a couple things of lore with that. One, when he's a Soul Reaper, his body is left behind, which is a thing we're going to address very shortly in the manga. Mm-hmm. And B, Ryuka's body is a thing the Soul Society made. Because I think I don't remember if it's there or later where she's just like, I wish it gave me like a more durable body that could move better, but instead I got boobs. And it's like, yeah.
No, she didn't.
Also that. But yeah.
It's basically a body that they've made that has no soul in it.
Yeah.
So that the Soul Reapers can like go to the real world.
That she can pose as a human.
Yeah. Not that they can't go to the real world, but when just a regular Soul Reaper just goes to the real world, they're like a ghost.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
Can't see
nobody but Ichigo can
unless
really
they
see
have
her.
Ghost seeing
One
powers.
of Ichigo's siblings can see ghosts, kind of, sort of, but not as well or clearly as he can.
The older one, but they're twins.
Yeah.
That's not entirely clear for a long time, but they are twins. And the black-haired one, Karin, can see ghosts.
Okay.
And the younger one can't. Although she does have some spiritual power, it's just very light compared to the other sister, and especially Ichigo.
Okay, also, first off with this, the Urahara shop, which I remember when I was a kid loving the shopkeep, and I love that you just instantly meet there's 3 or 4 of them, of the people that run the shop.
So there's...
And just like, what a group of designs, what a vibe.
There's the 2 kids, and then there's the 2 adult men.
But there's specifically the one that's the lead, the guy with the hat.
Urahara Kisuke, who we eventually find out is like on the run Soul Reaper. That's way down the line. So spoiler alert. I guess I should have said that first. Have you really not seen Bleach yet? What are you doing?
Read Bleach.
Then there's his assistant, who's just a big dude. He's got a cool facial hair.
Yeah.
And then there's these two kids that are his wards, I guess. That's explained at some point, but I forget what the actual thing is.
I don't
with
remember
that.
either. I remember very little, admittedly, outside of looking vibes.
Yeah. So it's a younger boy who's like a little shithead, and then an older girl who is a crybaby.
Yeah. So just like, we spend very little time with them, but you see all the designs, you see a little interaction, but I just remember really thinking he was really cool when I was a kid. But this candy that she got, I love that it's like a little Pez dispenser, and they make a point of like, I couldn't get the most popular one that I wanted to get for you, so you get the rat. Is it the rabbit? Is the most popular one? Is the rabbit the one he gets? Also, anytime Ruki is drawing, I love her little doodles when she's trying to draw a thing, and Ichigo comments is like, this looks like a first grader drew it. Again, just like bits of comedy, and like it's not just here's me telling you lore. It's like here's a funny way to show you the lore. Like, where did this vibe go? What happened to it?
Was it the rabbit was the most popular one, and the frog was the one she could get?
But there's also like a bonus page that shows you all of them and their popularity ranking, and I love that he just spent the time to think about that, even though it's so unimportant. Yeah. But like, that's fun. Let's have fun.
Yeah. Why can't we have fun anymore?
We're not allowed to have fun anymore. Mandatory fun. But the candy Ichigo uses is actually an experimental artificial soul called a mod soul that runs off while ruining Ichigo's social image and turning pervert. Was he really a pervert? I think he kissed. Didn't he kiss? He kissed Orihime.
What's the right word for it? Because I was going to say lecher, but I don't think that's right either. He wants to romance women. He doesn't necessarily want to assault them.
Pervert them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd use the word pervert.
By the way, I should say, we're really down on Weekly Shonen Jump new series right now, but the last one that came out that you would have heard, a couple days last week, was good. We liked it. So yeah, it's not everything's awful. Although I would also say that that the new series that we just covered isn't like stellar. It's good.
Well, it's not this.
But it's not this.
It's not the things that these types of shonen series that are in Shonen Jump can go for. But also maybe it gets there. I don't know, whatever. But when a hollow appears, Ichigo defeats the monster with the mod soul's help. The soul is then captured by Keisuke Urahara, the shopkeeper who accidentally sold the candy to Rukia. After Urahara ejects the mod soul from Ichigo's body, calling it defective, Rukia takes the soul candy and gives it back to Ichigo. Keeping the mod soul, Ichigo places him in a stuffed lion plushie while naming him Kon. And Kon becomes another comedy side character.
Did you have the name, what they actually call the mod souls?
I didn't have it in my notes, and I don't have it.
It's Kon something. The reason he's called Kon is because that's the beginning of the name.
Ichigo and his family later visit their mother's grave on the anniversary of her death. When Ichigo tells Rukia about his mother's death, Rukia suspects that his mother was actually killed by a hollow. I think Ichigo's like, oh, I did something that killed my mom, even though that makes no fucking sense.
He's walking home on a rainy day with his mom, and they're walking by like a riverbank, and he sees what he thinks is a young girl standing by the riverbank, looking like she's going to jump in. So he goes after her, and he's like 9 at this point. Okay,
he's a child.
He runs after her to stop her from jumping into the water, and the next thing he knows, he's waking up. He's laying on the side of the river, and his mom is on top of him, dead with a big gash in her back. And so he thinks that because he tried to save that girl, that his mom had to save him and died from that.
Somehow got out of the river, but was cut and then died here. Unclear. I feel like that used to happen. Of things that I don't like happening in manga that used to happen back then. Stuff like that where it's like, oh, my so-and-so died. And then when you actually go back to it, it's like, how did you at all find blame in yourself in this situation even a little bit? Like, how did you just go, 9. Oh, of course. I guess so.
Yeah.
But the fact that he kept whatever. It's not bad. It's just like, it's a storytelling thing I don't really like. While visiting the gravesite, Ichigo's younger sisters, Yuzo and Karin Kurosaki, are attacked by a hollow named Grand Fisher. Upon learning that Grand Fisher was the one who killed his mother, a rage-filled Ichigo overwhelms the hollow as his opponent escapes. Recovered from his injuries, Ichigo admits that he wants to stay a Soul Reaper so he can protect others. So he does not actually... First off, I want to make the point that we wait 16 chapters to pick back up the seed of his mom dying. We just let it sit. We don't talk about it, outside of the, talking to his dad. His dad's such a weirdo. I kind of love him. He gets on my nerves, but in like an endearing way. But the fact that A, they let that sit for a while, they don't have to instantly pick it up, and B, that he doesn't even beat him yet. He gets like kind of close, and then he finally like escapes. Like he could have done it, but also he wasn't able to. Then
I mean, Ichigo did get stabbed through the chest.
True.
So can't really go after him.
Yeah, things being left unresolved with the hollow that killed his mom. The fact you have to wait till volume 3 to even start it, and they don't even kill it. Sounds like a criticism. Is a positive. I think that's interesting. Don't just solve all of your knots instantly.
So speaking of his dad being a weirdo, and tons and tons of spoilers right now. If you haven't seen most of Bleach or read most of Bleach, maybe skip like 3 or 4 minutes ahead.
You're going to spoil the heck out of Lass if she's reading this for the first time.
Oh, she doesn't. Oh, damn it.
You can't do that.
I'm going to, though, because this doesn't... I have to talk about this.
Put a timestamp in.
Yes, I think I can do that. Skip 1 minute and 20 seconds ahead, or to time code 4740. So we find out that Ichigo's dad is also a Soul Reaper.
What?
From like a while back, and there's lots of them. Okay, Soul Reapers that something happened and they left for the human world and live there like normal people, right? When you come back to these chapters and look at this, it's very much like, what?
How do you not know? Why aren't you saying something?
So much of this stuff doesn't make sense. Knowing that he knows he's a soul... It's not like his memory was wiped. Yeah. He knows he's a Soul Reaper. He has to know what's going on. He has to know... He has to be able to see the hollows and all that other stuff. And, like, he's just going, oh, well, I guess Ichigo's a Soul Reaper now. I'll just let him handle it.
I have to play dumb for my own son.
Yeah. And it would be one thing if it was just like, oh, all this stuff happens outside the house. But stuff happens to him and his family and his daughters. And
dude, that fight is happening at the graveyard that he is at.
Yeah. In the first chapter,
the cemetery, yeah.
One is at his house.
Yeah,
he
breaks
gets
into his house.
He gets attacked by it. It's just like, that doesn't make any sense.
I feel like that can be a problem we obviously don't run into with these first 3 chapters, or first 3 volumes. And I guess it's the same thing I've heard about from Jujutsu Kaisen of like, the wheels start coming off because it does not remain the thing that it is and where you think it would go. Yeah. And especially when you have to go back and when you want to put more lore that wasn't there in the beginning, like you have to be really good at improv and jazz to make that work. Yeah. One Piece does that a lot. I don't think all the things that can hook back to beginning things Oda had in his brain since the start. I just think he's really good at improving in ways that when you go back and reread things, you get more out of it. You don't go, well, no, this guy was supposed to do this thing, or he's supposed to know these things, and he doesn't. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's a few of those, but like by and large, going back in One Piece, it's like, oh, hey, yeah. Like it feels like there's little moments of like, we should have known better, but most of the time it's like, oh, hey, yeah.
Anyway, welcome back, Lass. Sorry about
that.
I hope you actually skipped and didn't just leave this running and couldn't reach the button in time.
We yammered. We'll have
not that it's not that important of a spoiler, but
it kind of is.
It is a big one.
It's kind of a big one that kind of sours a little of our current place. I feel like that plays into, I guess, whatever. Some of that is why I soured on Bleach later. But like here, it's like these were 3 really good volumes of manga. I had in my notes, it's like you get the sense that you're in the author's toy box. Like I said, like you can feel what he likes doing, the fact that he will seemingly write dialogue because it's fun and like have characters interact. Like not everything is so perfunctory.
Right.
Sauce River, meaty chunk rocks. Yeah, I just like I had a good time. I think my big question is like I don't think I'm gonna keep reading because I know like it's the weird thing is like I'd like to keep reading because I know there's no good stuff here, but I know at some point like I'm not going to finish it.
I'm not going to keep reading because I've seen the anime.
I don't have hundreds of... You never got to the end, but even regardless, it's like I don't have 100 of chapters in me for this, and I know that I will, both from what you're telling me and things that I remember, like I'm going to sour on it. It's going to stop being the thing that I want it to be. Like it's going to... I think we talked about this ages ago, is that like when a manga becomes either what it was supposed to be, usually fairly early on, or like when it becomes something else, when like a second thruster rocket kicks on and it can change shape. And sometimes you can be like, yes, I liked the old shape, but I also like this new shape. And sometimes it can be like, oh no, I kind of liked what you were doing. Why'd you change shapes? Like, why are you a different genre now? Why is your scope different?
Yeah.
And what you're doing.
And I have like,
and I feel like from what you're saying and from my own memory, Bleach feels like one where it's like, I kind of liked what it was. I kind of wish you wouldn't have kicked on that second level rocket to change what you were doing.
A lot of people have said that Bleach falls off at the Soul Reaper arc.
Yeah, maybe I keep reading until then. I don't know.
As a watcher of the anime, I don't particularly agree with, but it might have been a completely different experience going through the manga that way. I can't make that judgment call. I pretty much enjoyed all of Bleach when I watched it. There were certainly parts of it where it was like, that's sort of weird. I don't particularly like that. But like overall, it was a good experience. The extra season that was completely made up season was weird, but it wasn't bad. Definitely, I could definitely see people being upset with it, but
yeah. I feel like I don't hear people talk about Bleach as much. Like, Bleach used to be, like, people called one of the big three in Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
It was, like, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach.
Yep.
And that's just, like, not true anymore.
I mean,
it's not...
ended.
It hasn't been in the magazine in a while. But it's just interesting to see, like, I still feel like people talk about Naruto a lot and have a lot of nostalgia for Naruto, but, like, Bleach less so. And I'm curious, like, did it not strike? Because it's, like, I wonder, because what? I made sure to look it up. Bleach shows up like a year later on Toonami. And I think also specifically it's not in the block of Toonami that like all the other anime they're premiering on Toonami is. It's like still Toonami, but it's like inside Adult Swim. And just kind of, it was just like, oh, it just premieres on this night of the week. It's not like, it's Saturday night, here's our block of anime. I don't remember the particulars. But like, I do wonder why, what was it about Naruto that tickled people's nostalgia more than Bleach? Because I think out of the gate they're both fairly strong.
Yeah.
And they've got strong like visuals.
Yeah.
So
I personally,
Naruto is Ninja World, and so it's got more.
I think the beginning of the anime in Bleach is a lot better than the beginning of the anime in Naruto. I think from reading the manga, the first 3 volumes of each, I think they're pretty comparable in terms of like how good they are overall. But I think the anime of Bleach is a better experience.
Because what? Naruto, we got to just about the end of the bridge arc, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what? I could say I feel like we did more Naruto, but like the scale of both of these manga is different.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least at the very, like, there's still all the soul stuff to learn, but, like, you are in just the world. You're in Earth Realm.
Yeah.
Human world. Soul world. Windows noises.
Don't acknowledge it.
You're going to cut it, though. I should have a think thought, and I lost it. But yeah, like I don't think that like I've given this its flowers for taking its time to do things and planting the seeds in the way it does and coming back to them and introducing characters and just like again, I feel like the biggest thing of all of this is just like having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like this manga, by virtue of just what I was reading, it's like Bleach also, like, one of the reasons I don't want to kind of keep going is, like, Bleach showed up when I was having on a really good momentum roll between reading Gachiakuta and Which Had Atelier, and then I had to read Bleach because it showed up from the library and we needed to record this, and kind of ruined my momentum on reading those, and now I'm having trouble reading them, which I don't like having, even though I enjoy them. So like Bleach had a little bit of like I'm reading homework time with it because I knew I only had like a week and change, and I got through it just fine. Like
that's funny you say that,
but like that's why like context of how you're reading it can change it. And I know I already had my big talk a couple weeks ago about like the fact that we have to read a single chapter, only work from that, and then talk a lot about it can ruin our feelings about it. I do think talking to you is like it helped. Like the context of which I read it wasn't the best, but I did have a good time with it, and talking to you about it, like I'm positive on it. It makes me want to read more.
It's funny because I read like the first 6 chapters or so, and like somewhat deliberately in a similar way where it's like I'm going to
read one more chapter than I normally would because I need to get this done in time.
But after that, when I picked it up again, I just flowed through the rest of it. It really grabbed me.
It's got the pieces. That's why it's like I never know how much of just like I'm not in the mood to read right now, or like you know, the feeling of it's the motivation to read it, having to do it for quote unquote work can help, but it can also like taint it. But like I got through it just fine. It wasn't like the last minute like, oh fuck, I gotta read more Bleach. It's like, okay, I'll make the time, I'll read a couple chapters in the morning. Like it was still fun.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think having the new Jump chapters, I guess coming into Ganran Egg. Mage Next Door is not a comparable piece of media to this, but Ganran Egg as a shonen adventure is such a just like, but also we've had a bunch of other ones where it's just like, what are you doing? Why do you like have, I come back to it, take your time and have fun.
Yeah.
You just have like let me feel the fingerprints of what you like and the designs you're drawing, and they don't just feel like, this is the thing I have to do. This is the shonen adventure. This is what the editor told me to do. Like your personality, even if you're good at a storyteller, your personality of what you enjoy has to come through. I think that's what makes a work great is good storytelling and feeling the fingerprints of the creator. And I would say with Taikubo's work, especially like, again, those title pages for the chapters are just bubbling with a particular, and maybe that some of that's nostalgia, but it's like you can tell he's having a blast. So, do we have any other segments on Magdump? I don't remember how this works.
That's a good question.
I
guess we should find out.
We both somewhat knows. You know more than I do. You remember better. Because like at some point I know both Chad and Orihime get powers. Does anybody else get powers?
So there's another character that we haven't met yet.
I guess
oh my god, what's his name? He's
look it up. If I saw him, I'd probably recognize him, but right now I don't.
Ichira. He's part of a group that's counter to the Soul Reapers. The Schweiss or something like that. I forget what it is, but he's got like an energy bow and arrow that he uses.
Interesting.
Orihime gets like a shield thing from her hairpins, and it can also like heal people because she's the girl.
Does this guy look like very serious and wear glasses?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'm vaguely remembering this design.
Like this.
Exactly. Oh, 100%.
And then Chad gets a big old.
He gets the arm. I always remember his arm.
His
Aegis arm is super cool because he's got punching things. Chad rules.
I think he does like a jet punch. Kind of thing.
The fact that I guess spoilers. The fact that freaking Ichigo doesn't get his like super Bankai.
Bankai.
You gotta earn it.
That's at the end of the Soul Reaper arc.
Soul Reaper arc?
Soul Society.
Soul Society arc.
Oh, there was one thing. So at some point, one of the hollows, I think it's the brother hollow, like hits him and flings him out the window, and it seems like he's floating in the air. Like he like skids in the air and is like flying in the air. But then like later on during the Soul Society arc, he can only fly because he has this special cloak that he was given. And other Soul Reapers can fly.
Because they're just spirits.
It's like
he has no physical form. His physical form is still like
right.
Khan goes into his physical form.
But that's what it's like they make it a point later that he couldn't fly yet, but it does seem like he did in this particular instance. And maybe it was just a quirk of the art that I was looking at.
It might have just been like a funny thing that he didn't think too hard about.
But when I saw that panel, I was like, no, wait a minute. No, he can't fly yet. What is this?
He can't fly, he can't fly, he can't fly. I also did check the Pez dispenser. They get the duck. The bunny is the most popular, but she was not able to get that.
Okay. I thought it was a rat.
But like, what a funny, weird,
frog.
like, again, what if we had fun? What if we had fun? Katagami, what if we had fun? What if we had silly fun? Have silly fun.
I don't know.
Fun is banned. You're not allowed to have fun anymore. Nope, that's a boomer. That's boomer talk. We do have fun.
No, that was
Gachi
canceled a while
Akuda.
ago.
Gachi Akuda has fun. If I ever remember to go back and read Dead Account, I'm sure it has fun. I don't remember. It's been months now. I forgot about it with everything else going on.
I've read a bunch of Dead Account.
I need to.
It's pretty good.
I read a little Dead Account. I could read more of it.
It's doing what you want it to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just do it. Give me what I want.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
So I guess like, we've read 3 volumes of Bleach, even though you've watched the anime of more and I've read the manga more. But of what we've read, what are your thoughts and feelings?
I mean, it's great. It's great. It's amazing. Fantastic. I mean, it earned its big 3 title. I would agree with that.
From these volumes, yes. It sounds like it jumps the shark a little bit or does something later on. It jumps the tracks, jumps something. But for like right now and the little future sight that I have, like this is what I want. This is great.
And maybe jumping the shark is just something that has to happen when something goes on for hundreds of chapters. You can't keep doing the same thing that you've done the whole time.
Yeah.
But especially like anybody who was reading this early on, they were having a great time. They were like, this is amazing. Why isn't everything this?
Well, we didn't know back then. We also, our access to manga was a lot more limited as well.
There's a reason this came over to the U.S. when many other things weren't.
You were right. It was only a few years later. I really should have double checked a lot more of my numbers against the Naruto numbers. I only checked anime, that the Naruto anime in the West started a year before the Bleach anime did.
And you know, when we see things like Ganran Egg, you can see the Bleach DNA spattered all over the place.
You can see the Shonen DNA. You can see the structure, but you can't see the love. You cannot see the spirit of it.
They butchered it. The DNA is everywhere. They butchered it.
I mean, yes. Again, I don't know. I hold to my there's no soul. Like there's no fingerprints. There's no this is what the author likes.
It's hollow.
It's hollow. Why is it called Bleach? Why is it called Bleach? Is it because they're cleaning up spirits?
Was that not on the wiki?
I didn't look it up.
Explanation for that.
Burichu. Oh, it's totally not said like that. Don't listen to me. I'm being racist. Like again, I think it's just because it was a cool English word. That's my thought.
Here's the thing: we have proof. We have the recording from 2004. People liked it. The first chapter, they liked it.
Gosh, what was it like back then where you just like went to the bookstore and you just saw a new manga and you said this one?
Like cavemen.
Like cavemen. I mean, the internet was around, but like, I mean, that was my experience. Was like, I didn't even know what manga was. I think I had to learn it. I mean, through the internet, I learned that these things that I was watching and enjoying of Naruto and Bobobo were these things called manga. And then it became...
I don't remember when I learned that because I had to have been deep into Dragon Ball, Pokemon, like all of that stuff.
But like none of those like
point. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Somehow those don't count, and I don't know. I think it's just because I don't know why it wasn't until Naruto and Bobobo that I learned about what manga was, and then went to a bookstore and found it. And maybe it was always there before, and I just never looked at it because I didn't know. But like, because it's like you could have found Dragon Ball, manga then, and I did then once I learned about it. But Naruto and Bobobo were probably a third thing were like the opening drug, and then it was always just like going through and looking at all the things on the shelf and seeing what caught my eye and went from there. Wild to think about. I like that this one's an origin story. Is this Is this the end of this mag dump set?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know I floated a little bit wanting to do Kagurabachi, but I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Why?
I mean, I'm not saying never, but I don't know. I felt like that was needed when we were reading Jujutsu Kaisen and thinking about Bleach. I think that felt in my mind more like it fit the set, and I don't think I feel that as much. And maybe I just don't know what's.
I do sort of feel like Kagurabachi is sort of like the recent successor to
Maybe I'm just thinking of swords. I mean, because what? I stopped reading Kagurabachi, but it's a series I'd like to go back to and read, and some of that, like, the mag dump will be me getting back on the horse. But maybe I'm just like, my inspirations are elsewhere right now that I'm not thinking about, like, will be another good mag dump series. Like, maybe let's just get out of Jump. Like, let's go take a vacation, you know?
I mean, we could.
Or let's read something that maybe we don't know at all.
I do think Kagurabachi is the successor here. Just looking at the list.
If not that, then Ichi.
Yeah, but Ichi definitely has the chops of like, this can be big and it's really good and it's gonna go far.
You can feel the fingerprints of the person writing it. But no, I think you're right. I think we should still cover Kagurabachi at some point. I would say for the next mag dump, let's pick something we don't know. Let's pick something we do not, because everything we've covered so far we have some level of future vision on. We've either read or watched the anime more of it. Let's go on a vacation. Let's touch something we've never seen. We don't know. Though what that is yet, I do not know. So, hey, listener, maybe pitch some ideas at us. I may or may not listen to you. I probably won't. But right now, I don't know. Whatever things I had in my body back in May when we had recorded the last episode of this. Was it May? You said May or April? April. I clearly had more of like a thing going on, and this is right now coming at a time when I'm like, I'm upset with Shonen Jump stuff and what it used to be and what it is now, and maybe, maybe we cover something that's not as Shonen Battler. Maybe we do just something we don't know in a different magazine. I don't know.
Beat the Vandalbuster.
It has been a long time since I read it. We would have to figure out where to find it in a good thing because I don't know where it is right now.
Oh, right. That time I got reincarnated as a snake.
No! I told you, not future vision. I don't hate Beat the Vandalbuster. We would just need to find it properly.
I'm just trying to think of like things that are relatively old that are like...
That was one. I want something else in this 90s, 2000s wheelhouse.
Like this is a pillar of everything that came after it.
Yeah. Maybe
the
not
foundations.
That. I don't know. I think I want to go on vacation and cover something that we both don't know very well. I guess we could do Beat. I admittedly read a lot of Beat when I was a kid, but I remember very little of it. So I'd just be very curious to go back to it more than anything. I remember it feeling very video gamey, and I liked that at the time. I don't know if that's still true. Like honestly, there's a couple more I'm remembering liking as a kid that I remember very little bit. Mar comes to mind.
Mar,
M-A-R. It is on the Viz app.
I've never heard of that.
He has, is it like a hammer or is it like is it Odama? The little like ball thing in the cup or the spike?
It's ball in a cup.
Kind of, yeah. Maybe we'll do that. That's still sitting in my nostalgia. I remember very little from it. It's not in Jump, but it is a shonen adventure. Help us figure it out. I'm sure I'll change my... Like, we're not doing another mag dump until the new year. I can promise you that. What?
Fairy Tail.
I had that arc idea for Fairy Tail, but I kind of like that idea because I've been really wanting to put my head into it, and that solves... Yeah. You know what? I don't know what it will be. Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail is one that I have never touched.
I know nothing about it.
Not even...
I've
seen a couple clips.
I know of
That's
it, but I don't know anything about it. I just know of it. I've heard of it. Honestly, I think it's going to be Fairy Tail of a shonen thing that is fairly popular, that is not in Jump, that is vaguely from the 2000s, I think.
I I mean, you want to get my unfiltered opinion on something that I have no prior knowledge of.
Same.
Fairy Tail's the way to go.
Fairy Tail's the one. That's a pinata to bust open for the both of us. So yeah, I'm gonna say. Obviously, you know me. I can change my mind, but I think Fairy Tail.
Also, it's on K-Manga.
Oh, that works out. I think I might have to. I think I know.
You should still get it from the library, but I'll read it on K-Manga.
Oh yeah, it might be on the library. Oh no, because I have a plan. This might be a snip, but much like I did, I guess the beginning of this year when we did Naruto. I've got the cruise in January, so I'll just take 3 volumes with me and read them and make my little notes on my phone and come back and knock that one out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. I think this is how we end it. I never remember. We've done 3 of these now. But I feel like it's funny, like Mag Dump started like me going like I wanted to see the vestigial getting off point, and Bleach doesn't really have one. Bleach just kind of does its thing.
Yeah.
Like I could see a different world where you can end it here, where he kills the Hollow that killed his mom, and then he just suddenly goes, I'm a Hollow hunter now, and then you just ride off into the sunset.
You know, you could still do that. Like if you could take 2 more volumes of this, and at the end of the second, he
comes back and kills. He gets a power up, and
you could end it
for him,
and it wouldn't feel bad.
No. I wouldn't want that.
But no, it had to go on for 700 chapters.
700.
I don't even know how long it is, but it's pretty long.
It's very long. What did I say? 71 volumes? 74
Jesus
volumes?
Christ.
It's almost 700, give or take. But yeah, tell us what you think of Bleach and what our ideas were about what to cover and what we should cover that aren't things that we talked about, or your thoughts about what we should do next with Magdum.
Or just all the things
or just talk to us.
To say to us because you want to.
Post leak spin. Above all, post leak spin to the Discord. Get some leak spins in chat. Brad, do I still throw to you to do the bit bops, the read through?
I mean, probably.
Okay.
Do you want to find out?
What?
We can find out.
Let's fuck around and find out. Brad, unleash your Bankai. Do you unleash a Bankai?
I think that's what you would say.
Is that the verb you'd use?
We're still like 4 volumes away from that.
We're far away from the transformation. That's probably for the best.
We didn't even have an inkling that was a thing.
QB.
You know what I forgot? I should have written this down because I specifically wanted to note this. At some point I think it's the first volume. It might have been chapter 2. She refers to the power that she can feel from Ichigo as his dark aura or something like that.
I don't remember that.
Which I thought was really interesting because in the anime, they just call it Ryatsu immediately.
Well, what? This is still the time period where a lot more stuff is getting localized into an English form, where they're not necessarily using the Japanese
there's other
word.
things that they left as the original word. And so when I read that one specifically, I was like, that's weird. Why didn't they just leave it as what the word was?
I always go to One Piece with that it's like there's certain stuff that like I wonder if that got localized a couple years later. If they would have kept like Shishibukai and Yonko come to mind specifically because I know those are a lot of the fan translation use those instead of the other stuff. But again, I'm always fascinated with localization of like when they decide to localize a proper noun or not.
Right.
With stuff like that.
Anyway, plugs.
Unleash your Bankai. Plug your Bankai.
As always, we
plug
want
your
to thank...
bank account.
Okay, I'll start again then. As always, we want to thank Sugoi Mart for partnering with us. Sugoi Mart's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch. They have a lot of cool stuff you can't get outside Japan. Click the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off your first order. And we want to hear from you. So go on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, and click on the social links page where you can find all the links to all of our different social media. The best place to come chat with us about this episode and any of the episodes that you've listened to is our Discord, where we regularly are just hanging out and chatting. And of course, you can also find a link up there to our Patreon, where our supporters get perks like bonus episodes, getting to vote on various things that we cover for Shonen Jumping the Gun, as well as Heroin Addiction, as well as getting a high-quality stereo version of the podcast early. And of course, we have to shout out our patrons. So, first and foremost, at our noble tier, we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf. Moxie.
Yes.
If Cake Dwarf was a Pokemon, what Pokemon would he be?
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of that's so many choices.
You have so many choices.
Cake Dwarf. Oh goodness. You've done this to me. You knew it was gonna not be good. Let's stick to the original 150 or I'll die. Maybe it's the dwarf part, but I'm getting like Graveler. Like a Geodude or a Graveler.
Are you sure it wouldn't be the Alcremie, which is
The what?
cake Pokemon?
I don't remember. That's. I'm later Pokemon agnostic. I don't know that.
Let's see.
I don't remember a cake Pokemon.
Number 869.
That's nice.
Alcremie.
All cream.
Shoe
The cream.
the Gigantamax version of it is a 5-layer.
It's got to be a wedding cake. And the little bride and groom at the top spit lasers.
Also at our noble tier, we have our Count imaginary numeral.
I'd be Porygon 2.
Oh, yeah, that's not
It's an imaginary Pokemon.
bad one. I was thinking the
I was trying to think of a numbers. There's got to be like math Pokemon.
What are the ones that look like letters?
Oh, the Unknown?
No, that's not what they're called, right?
Yeah, they are. It's called the Unknown.
Are they?
Yeah. This I'm 100% certain. My soul is just and true when I say these things.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown. They're called.
They're called Unknown.
It's UNOWN.
They're called Unknown.
But I think that would make sense. Are there number ones?
I don't think so. There might be some punctuation ones.
There's okay, yeah, there's
I don't remember
exclamation point and question mark. But yeah, there's no numbers. Let me
They
see.
haven't invented numbers yet.
That's what I was going to go with.
You've got L's and O's, right? Or I's.
Oh, it's because they're imaginary numbers.
Hey. I don't know if there's a mathematics-based Pokemon.
I'm not finding one.
So I said Porygon.
Yeah.
He's imaginary. He's a computer.
As of October 2025, there are 1,025 distinct Pokemon species.
Wow. Does that count the Alolan, the different versions of already existing
I
ones?
don't think so.
Okay. I don't know how many more that would create. But...
Yeah, it says here 59 regional forms, 48 mega evolutions, and 32 Gigantamax forms, which would bring the total to 1,164.
Still too big of a number.
Insane. Anyway, thank you to our noble tier patrons. And last and certainly not least, we have our commoner tier, where we have Rena, Laura Carroll, and Last Man on Earth. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad, for that. Thank you, our patrons. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed. And Brad, I'm really glad that this experience didn't make me want to drink Bleach. I'll be here all day.
I'll be here all week.
I live here.
Tip your waitresses. How do we do this?
I forgot, and I didn't.
I forget every time.
I didn't listen enough to the old episodes to remember. I mean, I read it. I got things to talk about.
It counts. I read it.
We said we wanted to get it done. We got it done. We should get it. By get it done, I mean we should record it right now. Do you say lock and load? The gag that I wanted to do is on today's episode, when you need to clean up blood, you got to use bleach. You ready?
Probably.
Okay. We'll find out. Maybe, maybe not.
And then There's so many more.
Contact gender person.
I cannot tell the difference between you talking there and you talking
I was just going to say the same thing, but for you. I know when it's me because I'm not talking. Yeah. More heels need to be that level of detestable cowardliness. It's the stupidest fucking... I don't know if it's just because hey, Brad, really if this manga was good, it'd be good. A cowardly character who's just the most mule. Barring us getting distracted, I do think, and obviously I don't know when it's going to happen because these just happen when I feel like it and we have enough recording time to do it. I do think we're going to do Bleach next. Hey, look at us. We did it.
Especially because, like I said, that you got to do something for the patrons, though. What are we going to do?
What do you mean?
It's the regular stuff at the end, but like this is Mag Dump. We have to do something for our nobles. What are we going to do?
I don't know, Brad.
Figure it out. What the fuck?
You can't put me on the spot like this.
I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm telling you ahead of time.
Minutes before?
I'm here. We're doing it together. We have to figure it out.
You'll get my fucking melodica.
That's not what I meant.
Oh.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to put you on the spot for the thing that I just came up with. So
it's even worse. You know I hate that. You know it's not going to be good.
Well,
I falter under pressure.
You didn't want to think about it ahead of time, so that's what you're getting.
I didn't think it was a thing to think about.
I just told you it was, and then you said no.
A minute ago! See, it's a sliding scale between order and chaos and ability to shout at a moment's notice.
I have a calm, cool, and collected chaos.
Yes. No, you're order, comparatively. I didn't think of an ender bit. I don't know how I end these.
You son of a bitch.
I forgot.
You forgot you have to end this show?
No, I didn't remember how I ended these. I guess it's the same as the normal episodes.
Hold on, I'll find out.
You don't have to. It's fine. It won't be. It'll just be me doing a bit.
It is.
It's probably me doing domain expansion joke again. It's not going to be funny. Don't do it. It's not going to be funny, Brad. Don't make me re-listen to my unfunny. The manga star.
You already made a Bankai joke.
I know, exactly.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to do now.
I have a keto to end the podcast.
A what?
Keto.
What's a keto?
That's the sorcery that they do.
Oh, okay. Did we learn about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She does it a couple. Rika does it a couple times.
Yeah, yeah. She tries to cast spell and they don't work.
Yeah. Keto 69.
Nice. Keto za endo.